What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. Today I'm reviewing the Caol Ila 30-year-old. This is an Islay Scotch. Caol Ila is an Islay distillery that's owned by Diageo. This particular expression was bottled in 2014. It was a special release by Diageo. It's a Cask Strength 30-year-old, 55.1%. It was distilled in 1983. So only 7,600 and I believe it's 30 something bottles available globally. It's a combination of ex-American casks and ex-European casks. So both of those types of casks were refilled casks, and I believe that a lot of Islay distilleries use refilled casks for especially their older stuff because they want the distillery characteristic to shine through. They don't want the wood to impart all of that characteristic into the distillate, and it gives the opportunity for the peat and the distillery characteristic to actually show through in older expressions. And that's what's happening here. So there's a nice amount of peat in this whiskey despite the fact that it's 30 years old. When I first opened this bottle with Jeremy from Sipper Social Club, it was a little bit tight, it was a little bit reserved. It's opened up a great deal since we've opened it. And literally all it took was working down the bottle a little bit at a time. Alright, so we're approaching the halfway mark, and then I gotta pass this over to Jeremy because we split the bottle. And it's really starting to open up now. It's really starting to get into the magic zone. So actually, technically, Jeremy's getting the better end of the deal here because he's getting the better portion of the whiskey. Alright, so on the nose. So, like I said, there's a little bit of peat that still carries through despite the fact that it's 30 years old. There's a lot of salt on this one. The Islay characteristic of being close to the ocean, all that salinity that's synonymous with Islay whiskeys is definitely in here. A lot of beautiful lemon type notes. And there's also like a nice espresso note at the back end. Like a fresh espresso bean type note. Wow, beautiful. Bit of like a buttercream as well, with like a lemon zest. On the palate, the only way you can tell that this is 55.1% is because of the beautiful viscosity of this whiskey. There is no heat. It does not need a lot of water. I literally added a drop of water just before the video started so I can really get the nose going and the palate going, but just such beautiful lemon notes on the palate with a beautiful espresso note on the finish. I've fallen in love with Caol Ila smoke. It's beautiful. I'm chasing down as many Caol Ilas as I can find. They're really, really difficult to come by where I am. The 12 is not even available in Ontario. I've tried a few G&M Caol Ilas that are just bonkers. This one is really, really good. Beautiful on the nose. And then that mouth coating butter lemon followed by a espresso and smoke. But not like a cigarette smoke or that like musty peat smoke that you're used to with Islay Scotch. It's more of a campfire type smoke, maybe a bit of like an ashy smoke. Beautiful. Every time I try this, the mark goes up. I did a head-to-head with a few other younger Diageo Cask Strength whiskeys, and At first I wasn't really impressed with where this stacked up against those whiskeys, but it's improved every single time I go back to it. And the best part about this one is the finish. Honestly, it's really, really nice. As far as score goes, I'm going to probably have to give this one a 91. It's an A+ for me. It's about $1,000 globally. You can get it for a bit less in certain provinces in Canada, but for the most part, you're looking at about $1,000 to $1,200 American. So, really, really nice stuff. Is it worth the price tag? Man, I don't know. I don't know what's worth that price tag. If you have a bunch of buddies where you can split this bottle, then I highly recommend you do that. But to spend $1,000 on a bottle you're gonna crack open, does the liquid qualify? Does the liquid justify the amount of money you're spending? If you start to do that, it's very difficult to find something at par. Money for quality, but this is really good stuff. This is excellent stuff. I think if you're a Caol Ila fan, you're really gonna like this one. I think if you're an Islay fan, you're really gonna like this one. I think if you're new to whiskey or you don't like peated whiskey, you might want to stay away from this one just because of the heavy price tag and the fact that obviously there's some peat here, but this has got almost everything I'm looking for in a Scotch. I can't wait to see what this whiskey is going to be like closer to the end of the bottle. I really feel like this type of bottle needs to be open for several months in order to get the best possible pour out of it. But really, really, really nice stuff. Like I said, you do not have to add a drop of water to it. 55.1%. If you add a drop, literally just a couple drops to get it going as far as opening up the nose and the palate, but beautiful, beautiful whiskey. So like I said, that's a 91. I would go up to a 92, but I wouldn't go any lower, that's for sure, because it's excellent stuff, all right? All right, guys, that's it for now. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you really like the video, you can hit the bell for notifications. You can subscribe to the channel. Hitting the bell just allows you to know when I'm going live or when I post a video. You guys can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You guys can also check me out on Patreon. Cheers.